Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, we are from Group 4. Today, we will present our material about social and family life. Before we start our presentation, let me introduce myself. My name is Ayuhana Fahira, and here I will explain about the definition of family life and the types of family life in Indonesia. Okay. Family life cannot be separated from the life of society and also nation. Many Indonesian families who have background, history, education, and family principles that cannot be separated from the tradition of the nation. Every family has different principles how they lead happy and successful life. Jadi, kehidupan keluarga itu tidak lepas dari kehidupan bermasyarakat dan berbangsa. Di Indonesia, banyak keluarga yang memiliki latar belakang, sejarah, pendidikan, dan prinsip kekeluargaan yang tidak lepas dari tradisi bangsa. Dan setiap keluarga juga memiliki prinsip yang berbeda, bagaimana mereka akan menjalani hidupnya untuk mencapai kesuksesan dan kebahagiaan hidupnya. Next, the definition of a family is a social environment that is very close to someone. A person is raised, resides, interacts with one another, the formation of values, patterns of thought, and habits, and serves as an external cultural witness and mediation of the child's relationship with his environment. A family is a life bond or partnership on the basis of marriage between adults of different kinds who live together, or a man or a woman who is alone with or without children, either her own child or adoption, and resides in a household. Jadi, pengertian keluarga itu adalah lingkungan sosial yang sangat dekat dengan seseorang. Seseorang itu dibesarkan, bertempat tinggal, berinteraksi satu sama lain, pembentukan nilai, pola pikir, dan kebiasaan, serta berfungsi sebagai saksi budaya eksternal dan mediasi hubungan anak dengan lingkungannya. Families need health services come from a variety of life patterns. In accordance with social development and the type of developing family follow, in order to seek the role of the family in improving the degree of health, it is necessary to know the various types of families. So, dalam rangka untuk mengupayakan peran keluarga dalam meningkatkan kesehatan, perlu diketahui mengenai berbagai jenis-jenis keluarga. And there will be 10 points about types of family in Indonesia, and I will explain one by one. Start from main family. The nucleus family is a family consisting of father, mother, and child, or a complete family of members, where the husband functions as head of the household and a mother who raises her children. Jadi poin pertama adalah keluarga utama, di mana yang terdiri dari ayah, ibu, dan anak, atau juga bisa disebut sebagai anggota keluarga yang lengkap, di mana suami berfungsi sebagai kepala rumah tangga dan ibu membesarkan anak-anaknya. The second point is the elderly family. Family consisting of husband and wife who are elderly, while children have separated themselves. Children who are already old enough and are financially able to separate themselves for work or college. Poin kedua yaitu keluarga lansia, di mana terdiri dari suami istri yang sudah lanjut usia, sedangkan anaknya sudah berpisah. Maksudnya anak-anaknya itu sudah cukup besar dan mampu secara finansial membiayai hidupnya sendiri untuk bekerja ataupun kuliah. Next, the third point is the childless. Families without children due to married telescopes can be caused by pursuing a career or education, or because it cannot get offspring normally, so it is members only husband and wife only. Maksudnya, keluarga yang tidak memiliki anak, yang menikah karena mengejar karir atau pendidikan, atau juga bisa karena tidak bisa mendapatkan keturunan secara normal. Jadi anggotanya hanya terdiri dari suami dan istri saja. The fourth point is the extended family. Families consisting of husbands, wives, children, and other additional members such as parents, uncles, aunts, cousins, nephews, siblings, older siblings, or other family members. Poin keempat yaitu keluarga besar. Jadi keluarga ini terkenal dengan banyak anggota keluarganya, di mana terdiri dari suami, istri, anak, dan anggota tambahan lainnya seperti orang tua, paman, bibi, sepupu, keponakan, saudara kandung, kakak, atau anggota keluarga lainnya. The fifth point is single parent. A family consisting of one parent with either a biological or living child. This condition can be caused by divorce or death or other problems that cause one to go. Poin kelima yaitu orang tua tunggal. Nah, keluarga ini terdiri dari satu keluarga yang hanya terdiri dari satu orang tua dengan anak kandung atau anak angkat. Kondisi ini bisa disebabkan karena perceraian atau kematian dan atau masalah lain yang menyebabkan seseorang harus pergi. The sixth point is commuter family. A family consisting of parents working outside the city and can gather on Sundays or holidays only. Poin keenam yaitu keluarga komuter, yaitu keluarga yang terdiri dari orang tua yang bekerja di luar kota dan hanya dapat berkumpul pada hari Minggu atau hari libur saja. Namun ini bisa menjadi buruk jika mereka orang tua tidak meluangkan waktunya atau tidak menghabiskan banyak waktunya dengan anak-anak mereka ataupun dengan anggota keluarga lainnya. The seventh point is multi-generation family. A family consisting of several generations or age groups living together in one house. Usually, these family members have the same age and level, so the family members look many and in groups. Poin ketujuh yaitu keluarga multi-generasi, yaitu keluarga yang terdiri dari beberapa generasi atau kelompok umur yang tinggal bersama dalam satu rumah. Biasanya, anggota keluarga itu memiliki usia dan level atau tingkatan yang sama sehingga anggota keluarganya terlihat banyak dan berkelompok. The eighth point is kin network family. A family of several families living together or near each other and using items of service such as the kitchen, the same well that inhabits a house. Poin ke-8 yaitu maksudnya sebuah keluarga dari beberapa keluarga yang tinggal bersama atau berdekatan dan menggunakan barang-barang layanan seperti dapur dan sumur yang sama dalam satu rumah. Mungkin ini terlihat baik-baik saja, tapi jika terjadi turbulensi nanti dapat menyebabkan efek yang tidak nyaman. Okay, next, blended family. A family consisting of families formed from widows or widowers and raising children from previous marriage or also called congenital. Poin ke-9 yaitu keluarga campuran, yaitu keluarga yang terdiri dari keluarga yang dibentuk dari janda atau duda dan membesarkan anak dari pernikahan sebelumnya atau disebut juga dengan congenital. Okay, the last point is single adult living alone. A family consisting of one adult. Usually this happens because someone feels comfortable with his single life or do not have a definite life companion. Oke, poin terakhir yaitu lajang dewasa hidup sendiri, yaitu keluarga yang terdiri dari satu orang dewasa saja. Biasanya hal ini terjadi karena seseorang itu merasa nyaman dengan kehidupan lajangnya atau tidak memiliki pendamping hidup yang pasti. Okay, for the last, it is roles of family. Roles are something normatively expected from a person in a particular situation in order to meet expectations. The role of the family describes a set of interpersonal behaviors, traits, activities related to the individual in certain positions and situations. Nah, peran adalah sesuatu yang diharapkan secara normatif dari seseorang dalam suatu situasi tertentu untuk memenuhi ekspektasi. Peran keluarga menggambarkan sekumpulan perilaku interpersonal, sifat, serta aktivitas yang berhubungan dengan individu dalam posisi dan situasi tertentu. For the first, fathers as family leaders have a role as breadwinner, educator, patron, safety giver for every member of the family, and also as a member of social group society. Nah, untuk yang pertama, ayah. Ayah sebagai pemimpin keluarga berperan sebagai pencari nafkah, pendidik, pelindung, serta pemberi keselamatan bagi setiap anggota keluarganya, dan juga sebagai anggota kelompok sosial masyarakat. The second, mothers as housekeepers, caregivers, and child educators, family protectors, as well as breadwinners for families, as well as members of social group societies. Kedua yaitu ibu. Ibu sebagai pengurus rumah tangga, pengasuh dan pendidik anak, pelindung keluarga, serta pencari nafkah bagi keluarga serta anggota kelompok sosial masyarakat. And the last, children act as psychosocial behaviors according to physical, mental, social, and spiritual development. Anak bertindak sebagai perilaku psikososial sesuai dengan perkembangan fisik, mental, sosial, dan spiritual. Okay, that's all my explanation. Thanks for your attention. And now we'll be continued by Bintana Alula.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, I'm Bintana Alula Sanopia, and here I would like to share you a little bit about the comparison between Indonesian and American family values. So the first is children preserving. In American, in the United States, it is not uncommon for parents to put a newborn in a spirit room that belongs only to the child. This helps to preserve parents' privacy and allows the child to get used to having his or her own room, which is seen as a first step to personal independence. So, privacy and independency give to a baby. They encourage child to survive when they're very young or baby. Many children in America are taught at a very early age to make decisions and be responsible for their actions. In short, parents not only give big confidence and trust, but also they give big responsibility to their children. Teenagers in 13 to 18 years may babysit at neighbors' homes in order to earn a few dollars a week. Receiving a weekly allowance at an early age teaches children to budget their money, preparing them for future financial independence. However, Indonesian children preserving is different. Parents place baby not far from their bed. Although some parents place baby in others' bed, well, this bed still on same room. Reward and punishment used in Indonesian children preserving. Some teenagers earn rupiahs from help adopt. So, teenagers from the Indonesian children preserving have spirit of preparing financial independence too. And yet, as it's not common, teenagers much help their parents in Indonesia. And the second is young adulthood. Upon reaching an appropriate age, usually between 18 and 21 years, children are encouraged, but not forced, to leave the nest and begin an independent life. After children leave home, they often find social relationship and financial support outside the family. The core of this case is how young adults learn independent life and find financial support outside the family and relationship. This point is not different on Indonesian family value, but in Indonesia, young adults do not go at home. And the third is the elderly. In American, social and familial treatment of the elderly also reflect this independence and individualism. Their financial support is often provided by social security or welfare systems, which decrease dependence on their family. Additionally, older people might set their own friends rather than become too emotionally dependent on their children. the independence and individualism of elderly who now depends on their family makes their family don't nurse them. This is not an indication the older and their families do not love each other, but it relates on their independence. Also, some families send their older relatives to nursing homes rather than integrate them into the homes of the children or grandchildren. Different with American, in Indonesia, the older live with their family. But in the big cities of Indonesia like Jakarta, their family sends older to elderly house. And ironically, they are not independent, yet live forced because they don't disrupt their family or they has neither kid nor kid. And the last is family roles. Traditionally, the male has been responsible for financial support of home and family members. Then, the female has often been responsible for emotional support, child raising, and housekeeping. However, among some people in parts of the United States, these parental functions are no longer fixed. The prescribed role of the man as breadwinner and the woman as a housewife is changing. More than 50% of American women are part of the labor force. At this point, Indonesia and America have no wide difference. The same way is influenced by technology, communication, desire to change or their own education to the job, and many other reasons. So well, I think that's all my explanation about the comparison between Indonesian and American family values. So thank you for listening me and have a nice day.
Okay, my name is Ekawati Soleka, and I will explain you about social life in Indonesia and others country. In everyday lives, individuals always do social relation with other individuals or groups. Social relationship with the occur between individuals or between groups is also known as social interaction. Jadi, dalam kehidupan sehari-hari, individu selalu melakukan hubungan sosial dengan individu atau sekelompok lain. Social and culture life in various regions in Indonesia and other countries is different. Perbedaan tersebut disebabkan oleh beberapa faktor, misalnya agama, social organization, language, lebaran, art and culture, family gathering, food, thing, education, clothing, residence. Then, now I will explain about religion, social organization, language, and lebaran. On the first, religion. Religion is a system that regulated belief and worship to Almighty God, as well as rules related to culture and worldview that connect human with the other or life. Jadi, agama adalah sistem yang mengatur kepercayaan dan peribadatan kepada Tuhan Yang Maha Kuasa serta tata kaidah yang berhubungan dengan budaya dan pandangan dunia yang menghubungkan manusia dengan tatanan kehidupan. Misalnya, contoh di Indonesia sendiri terdapat banyak agama, akan tetapi mayoritas orang Indonesia beragama Islam. Contoh di other country, di Amerika mayoritas orang Amerika itu beragama Kristen. Di Korea mayoritas beragama Buddha dan Kristen. Di India, mayoritas orang di India itu beragama Hindu, dan Cina, mayoritas orang Cina itu beragama Konghucu. So, second, social organization. Social organization is a group of clear people or people who have a purpose so that they can form a social institution or organization without violating any rules. Jadi yang dimaksud dengan social organisasi adalah sekumpulan orang yang bekerja sama dengan terstruktur untuk mencapai tujuan tertentu. Contoh yang di Indonesia, the youth group, sekelompok muda, the village celebration council, musyawarah desa, school, bank, corporation, environmental security system, legal aid agency, political parties, dan masih banyak lagi. Yang di Amerika, school, bank, corporation, environmental security system, so American Cat Fancier Association, American Standard Testing and Material, Asosiasi Aeronautik Nasional, dan masih banyak lagi. So, the next point is language. Example, in Indonesia, the majority use Indonesian language, but there are several regions that use their respective regional language, like the people of Lombok or West Nusa Tenggara use Sasak language. So in Sumbawa, people use Sumbawa language. So in America, English is the language commonly used by American society. Jadi kalau di Amerika, bahasa Inggris adalah bahasa yang umum digunakan oleh masyarakat Amerika. So next point is Lebaran. The most important family reunion is the day of Lebaran for many people in Indonesia. After experiencing 1 month of fasting, they can celebrate the end of the fasting everywhere, within the families and also between friends by coming in their house. Jadi, reuni keluarga yang paling penting adalah hari Lebaran bagi yang menganut agama Islam. Setelah menjalani 1 bulan puasa, mereka kemudian merayakan berakhirnya acara dimanapun, di dalam keluarga dan juga antar teman dengan datang ke rumah masing-masing. Contoh, di Indonesia, karena mayoritas orang Indonesia beragama Islam, jadi mereka merayakan hari Lebaran itu disebut dengan Hari Raya Idul Fitri. Sedangkan di Amerika, mayoritas beragama Kristen, jadi mereka merayakan hari Natal atau Christmas Day. Oke, mungkin cukup itu dari saya. And next point will be explained by you.
Hello dear my friend, I'm Joanna Har and I will tell you the next about the social life in Indonesia. Okay, let's see my PPT. Okay, the first that I want to tell about the arts and culture of Indonesia. This phenomena in Indonesia have been recognized since the start of ancient time, that is the traditional arts and cultures. But this time modern arts are exist. Some of the traditional arts and culture like theater, traditional dan martial arts and others. Jadi di Indonesia itu art dan culture itu ada yang modern, ada yang tradisional. Dan tradisional pun juga masih hidup dan yang sekarang pun modern juga masih hidup. Contohnya yang seperti teater ataupun tari-tarian dan juga pencaksilat dan yang seperti lainnya. In Indonesia, the art usually evolves social daily habit that imagined by music, dance, and others. And in another country like America, the arts that famous like music and film. Jadi di Indonesia itu art dan culture-nya itu menjelaskan tentang social daily habit di Indonesia. Sedangkan di Amerika yang kayak gitu tuh yang terkenal seperti film dan juga musiknya. Next, family gathering. People in Indonesia has many business every day. It makes they want to gather with their family in the evening for watching TV or talk with each other. But it's different with another countries, especially Western countries that become individualism is important. They like to do something by themselves. Jadi kalau di Indonesia itu kan orang-orang sibuk bekerja di pagi sampai siangnya, mereka malamnya akan memilih untuk berkumpul bersama keluarga, entah makan bersama, bercengkrama, ataupun melihat TV. Menjadi individual itu adalah sesuatu yang tidak boleh di Indonesia, sedangkan bukan tidak boleh tapi sebisa mungkin untuk dihindari gitu di waktu-waktu tertentu aja. Sedangkan kalau di negara barat seperti Amerika dan juga seperti di Rusia ataupun negara-negara yang mereka liberal itu justru mengutamakan individualnya, karena hidup privat seseorang itu sangatlah penting. Yang ketiga, food and drinks. In Indonesia, the normal food is rice, and the modern is tea and coffee. And Indonesian people like spicy food, and sweet drink with sugar. Tea is also popular in the sometimes. Eating rice is must, without it can change with another carbohydrate. Jadi makanan di Indonesia yang wajib itu adalah nasi ya, dan untuk minumannya yang terbiasa itu adalah tea and coffee. And another be the people of Indonesia the people in Indonesia that's majority Muslim, so that's make the majority of the food and drink about the halal food. But it's different with the another countries that dominant with the Christian or another's. You rather difficult to find the halal food like the country is Korea, America, or China. And then the next is education. Many people in a rural area only with consume education till high school, while those in urban area consume college education. Hence, this shapes the thinking of rural people who still need to be taught regarding Christian knowledge, and they all believe that they get from the elders that need to be changed. Jadi Indonesia itu orang-orangnya kalau di desa itu biasanya mereka lebih banyak kayak berpikir buat apa pendidikan, jadi mereka cuma sampai berhenti di SMP aja, padahal sebenarnya pemerintah sendiri sudah mewajibkan untuk setidaknya sekolah 12 tahun sampai di bangku SMA. Tapi di beberapa tempat di desa masih mengesampingkan hal tersebut karena mungkin juga sekalipun banyaknya scholarship di Indonesia, but it's cannot cover all of the student gitu. Sedangkan di negara seperti di Finlandia, all studentnya itu get full of scholarship, so it get supported full by government. Jadi masyarakatnya di sana itu dapat mendapatkan education secara merata dan semuanya juga sampai pendidikan yang sangat tinggi. Next, clothing. In Indonesia, best known national custom is batik and kebaya, although it's dominant in Javanese and Balinese, but it as initial of Indonesia. National customs are worn at official occasion and traditional ceremonies, but in each ethnic still has clothing symbol or pakaian adat. Jadi di pakaian di Indonesia itu yang menjadi identitas adalah batik dan kebaya. Namun di setiap suku tentunya tetap memiliki kebebasan untuk memakai pakaian adat mereka. Biasanya dipakai untuk pakaian nasional ini, batik dan kebaya, seperti di acara-acara simbolis seperti upacara dan juga acara-acara kepemerintahan lainnya. Kalau di Indonesia kita wajib menggunakan pakaian yang sopan, tidak bisa terbuka karena it's something that's impolite. Jadi semisal berpakaian terbuka ataupun seperti perempuan dan berpakaian seperti laki-laki, in the eyes of Indonesian people it's impolite clothing. But in the America, you can feel free if you want to expose your body as long as it doesn't bother another. In the Korea, you can use a short clothing to show your beauty, and in the Arabic, you need to more keep your genitals with using more clothes gitu. Jadi kalau di Amerika ataupun Korea memberikan kebebasan untuk orang masyarakatnya menggunakan pakaian yang terbuka, sedangkan kalau di Arab malah justru lebih tertutup lagi dengan menggunakan pakaian yang lebih panjang. And then the last is residence. People in the rural area like to have a communal living that is living together in one big house. This in turn will greatly enhance their appreciation towards one another. While in cities, the individualistic option is much more prevailing as everyone only mind their own business. Jadi kalau di desa, orang-orangnya lebih memilih untuk tinggal dalam satu rumah besar dan bisa bersama, karena itu mereka mengutamakan bagaimana kebersamaan keluarga. Sedangkan pada negara-negara yang individual, di negara-negara besar, mereka justru menganggap jika sudah cukup umur seorang anak untuk hidup mandiri, mereka bisa meninggalkan rumah orang tua dan hidup secara mandiri, seperti di Korea ataupun di Amerika seperti itu. Seperti kalau di Indonesia juga memiliki banyak rumah adat seperti Java yang punya Joglo, and then Papua has Honai. Okay, that's I think enough for sharing about the social life in Indonesia and another country. If you have any question, you can ask me.